Hey, my name is Angus Dawson from Perth, Australia, and you're watching the AU Review.
Angus, welcome to Singapore.
Thanks for having me.
First time in Singapore, I believe.
It is, and it has been completely unreal, like against all my expectations, but it's been awesome.
Tell me why it's been so awesome here at Singapore.
It's just such a place of abundance. I mean, you walk down the street and there's lasers coming off an elevated boat, which is 500 meters in the air, and it's just the food and the architecture and the people have been unreal. It's been cool.
And how's your showcases been so far this week?
Really cool. They've been at a place called Timber, and people have come down and they've enjoyed it, and they're interacting afterwards. So it's my second show outside of Australia. So anything is really unreal, and it's been anything. So.
Have you found a difference with your Singapore audience compared to what you've been used to back in Perth or even in Australia?
Definitely. I think people just get more excited and they like to interact a lot more. I think in Australia, I mean, it's not like they don't do it, but I think you have to work really hard to build that connection with someone.
Yep.
But in Singapore, they just dive right in and then they get behind it. It's really cool. I love it.
Nice. I believe you've been in the studio very recently. Have you been playing some new songs at your set?
I have.
This week?
Yeah. So my set, as kind of, I've whittled it down to, it's the showcases are small, so it's been about 4 or 5 songs, but it's been a mix of old and new, so it's pretty varied.
And we've got the Aussie BBQ coming up
Pumped.
tonight. And
Yeah.
It's your first time playing this very, very famous event
Yeah.
around the world. So, what's your thoughts on playing the Aussie BBQ? Here tonight with such a great lineup of Australian indie musicians.
Yeah. Before coming, I hadn't heard much about it, but since being here, it's all I've heard about. And I hadn't met a lot of the artists on the lineup, but I've met them now, and I'm pumped to play it because there's a lot of really, really good musicians on there, and I think it's a really talked about event, and I'm pumped to be a part of it.
As I said before, you've been in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the new EP you have?
Yeah.
Going to be releasing shortly, or new single you'll be releasing shortly?
It is a single, yeah. So I produce everything out of my bedroom, so I've got the freedom of time and space to do it when I want. And the new one that's coming out is called Out of My Hands, and I'll release that in the coming weeks, I think. But in regards to an EP, I definitely wanted to wait until there was a bit of a following behind it. I didn't want to just put something out there and then it fall on deaf ears. So I think the time is coming.
It won't be long before it's released.
It won't be long, yeah. People are starting to ask about it, and that's what I wanted.
And when you get home, I guess you have the touring schedule for the new single. Are you going to be having a bit of a tour to launch it, or?
It's being talked about now, so it's all in the plans. Actually, I've booked myself a 2-month holiday, completely outside of music. So I think I'm gonna push the single out, go on holiday, and see what happens. I guess, which is pretty much against every sort of marketing plan ever. But I'll give it a go.
Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
What happen. I guess what's the plans for the rest of this year for you?
So after that single comes out, I think definitely going to start giving solid thought to something lengthy, whether it be an EP or an album. And I think doing gigs like this with a lot of industry people around, I can talk to the right people and get it in front of the right faces, and we'll see how it goes. But looking at a full length, whether it be an EP or an album, and then a tour.
Nice. So it looks like you've got plenty on your plate.
For
the rest of this year.
It's always too much.
And any chance of coming back to Asia again?
If they'd have me, I would be back here in a flash, no doubt.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations on the week so far.
Thank you so much.